But Grindr has bad credit probably.
Are gonna explore that? They just want to be in and done with it. They're not gonna be worried about a condom and getting it. They just want
I've even been told like only sluts worry about condoms because that means they're sleeping around, so you have to worry about that. People like us who work, not like work around it, but like try to like inform and empower the communities that we work within that take it seriously, and you have those kids or those youth or those people my age, my peers, that are like don't take it seriously at all and like joke about it. We would just like go to places and we would like take their sex ed classes and like take from that and like take from what we learned and like Google it more intense and stuff like that.
Okay.
Could you ask your parents about sex questions if you wanted to?
My dad would be like, it would be so awkward. I wouldn't even ask my dad because he'd be like, we don't talk about that, or stop being dirty, or stop being gross. Since I was able to talk to with people, and like we were able to like question if we did was like healthy for us, like if it was healthy for us, like if we use barriers or anything like that, and if it was just like healthy for us mentally, like did we really want to do it? Were we pressured into it?
Because back then, before I had my kids, sex was just like anything goes, like wherever, whenever, do it here, do it there, do it with this person, that person. But after my kids, it's like I want to be more safe and more respectful to myself. For me, what I know now, telling myself back then, I would have said, could have been more safer, more respectful about it.
The size in a condom don't fit because it's a lie.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that comes along with love, not just love, period, Nothing's perfect.
I kind of don't even think love exists. I think it's just like a temporary emotion that like goes away and people don't know what to do with it when it's there. So like I don't think love really does exist. It's just like a temporary emotion and it just goes away after some time. Man can date before they're 15 and stuff like that, but girls aren't allowed to.
What's so special about turning 15?
In Mexican or Latin culture, it's like a girl turns into a woman when she's 15. I don't know, there's a magic button, but she just turns into a woman. So like it's like a whole ritual. Like they have a big old party. Sometimes it lasts 2 days, and it's like they have the mass, then they have like a party, and then like the dad has his last dance with the girl, like as his daughter being a girl instead of a woman, and then the next time he dances with her, it's at her wedding, and then it's like the girl has flats on, so like they switch her flats into heels, and that's her first pair of heels, and like that's like her sign of being a woman, which I don't know what heels and women have to do with each other, but it's like it don't match with your menstrual cycle or anything like that, but it's like it happens, and it's like somehow once you put them heels on, you turn into a woman, and
do guys have anything?
That's why drag queens do that. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Drag queens do keep sitting at us too. Older, like my parents and my aunties, men and women don't sit around and talk about sex, but men and men do, and men and women do. And like youth, like our age, like we sit there and I'm like, we talk about it together, but the older family members don't. So like if even like he's like, he'll just comment to see if I need anything. He won't comment to see how's my day going or anything. He'll be like, do you need a ride? Do you need money? Do you need this? I'm like, no. And he'll be like, are you mad at me? And I'm like, no. I just don't need it right now. Like, thank you, but like, it's just like, and then I can never have a conversation with him. It's like awkward, like being in the car alone with him. Like, I think he even notices awkward, like it being awkward that he'll be like, he'll invite like his partner or one of my brothers or sisters to come with us for a long ride. So like none of us are ever alone.
So your dad gives you more like tangible items?
Yeah.
For like to show his love towards you?
Yeah.
Well, at least your family does that. In my family, in my culture, it's different because like for us younger kids, like the teens and the little kids like stuff, we always say I love you to each other, but then when we're trying to say it to the adults, like our mom, our dad, aunts and uncle, this is them, we're like, we love you. They go, whatever, get away from me. Like they'd be like that, they just push us away. Like we know they love us, but they would never ever say it.
With the one with the pretty eyes?
John?
Yeah, he's ooh, girl, I would have married him. Arranged me with-
How'd you find out? You came home and they're like, surprise, here's your husband.
Actually, I found out about because that's when I first brought my girlfriend home.
like your girlfriend or like your girlfriend?
My girlfriend, like, you know, in a relationship. I brought her home and I told Mom, Dad, this is my girlfriend. We're together. And they're like, what? That cannot be. I was like, what are you talking about? That can't be. It's like, because you're engaged in an arranged marriage. I was like, what? I was like, with who? They took me across the parking lot. They took me to his family. We knew each other since we were little, so I didn't know. So he was like, so me and him, we were talking. Our family was talking. Next thing you know, they came in. He was supposed to be your husband in the future. I was like, nah. Then I went up to him. I was like, aren't you gay? He was like, the only thing I hate about my culture is arranged marriage.
Okay.
Because I was in one, and when me and him grew up, he became gay and I became lesbian. So that didn't work out. So we talked to our parents like, this ain't gonna work out. I was like, we can't do this.
I think we should like tell the parents, you know what, you are their parents. This is your responsibility, and you can talk to them outside of this. But I think like parents should like understand that this is something important, and the kids don't feel comfortable talking to them about that. So they should take a step back, or like or start them off at a young age and being able to have that open relationship with them, and not like having a close relationship with your kids, and then all of a sudden they hit 15 or 13, and you're like trying to have this really open, deep conversation with them, and they see you as somebody who they can't ask these questions because you had these close conversations, or you were so conservative. This is something like I struggled with one of my friends. Like, she automatically, like, just because I was queer, like, she's like, you should be safer than me because you can get AIDS. And it's like, girl, AIDS isn't a queer thing, it ain't a straight thing, it ain't black, white, whatever. It's like everybody can get it. And it was like, I get that talk more than anybody else, the HIV/AIDS talk, because they fear that I'm gonna get it because I identify as being queer. It's in the community, but I kind of get offended by it. Like, they don't take me as being responsible enough to be safe or take those precautions. And like, I kind of get offended by it. Like,